what's happening, everybody? I'm Jeff Moore. We're going to be talking about a step-by-step guide to trading the TTM Squeeze Pro. This is going to be a really good video today. So, number one, if you guys trade the TTM Squeeze Pro and you're looking to gain an edge with this indicator, then this video lesson is for you. If you don't know anything about the TTM Squeeze at all, but you trade options, this video lesson is for you. So let's jump into the video. How can we gain an edge using the TTM Squeeze Pro? Now, you guys know that I absolutely love the TTM Squeeze and I love the TTM Squeeze Pro. But what I'm going to show you here today is a little trick, not necessarily a trick, but it's something that you may not have realized, okay? But before we jump into the charts, I want to diagram something for you guys, okay? So let's do this. So when it comes to the TTM Squeeze Pro, now, what I am going to share with you, we can apply it to the TTM Squeeze, but it's really going to be more effective, TTM Squeeze Pro. Here we go. So you guys know the TTM Squeeze Pro, we've got different compression zones, right? We have the low compression, we have the mid compression, and we have the high. Now, you might call it something else, but that's what I call it. And you know, I didn't create this indicator. It was created by a gentleman named John Carter. I think he calls it low, mid, and high. And if he calls it low, mid, and high, then guess what? That's good enough for me. Now, the low compression squeeze, we recognize those with black dots, okay? Black dots. So when you see a black dot, that means it's a low compression squeeze. When you see a mid compression squeeze, it is a red dot, so red dots. And then the high compression are the orange dots, okay? You with me? All right, so that's when you hear me say, hey, it's a low compression squeeze. That means the volatility, it's still quiet, but it's not as quiet. I would say the most quiet. That didn't sound good. The high compression orange dot squeeze is when volatility is at its quietest. It's very compacted. You'll see in a minute. It's the Bollinger Bands are contracted inside the Keltner channels, and it's just really tight, okay? And here's what's so good. I'm gonna give you guys something that you might not know. Now, before we do, we've got to understand some concepts. So my colors don't have orange, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do, and I want a color that y'all can see, it's not orange, I get it. But I'm going to use purple. It's not orange, but let's just visualize for a minute that the orange is purple, okay? Because I got to diagram this stuff for you. Let's see here. Okay, so this is going to be purple. This is going to be red, and this is going to be black. Good. So, whatever it's in the orange squeeze, and again, remember, it's purple, but we get it. The orange squeeze fires into the mid-compression squeeze. What that means is, because y'all might be like, what is he talking about? So, let's say that the volatility is really calm, okay? And then the stock or the pair, I'm just going to use that to represent the stock. So that's our high compression squeeze. What happens is when the orange dot squeeze fires, usually, and again, I don't think I've ever seen it fire straight into the black, but it might. But most of the time, volatility starts to contract, right? It starts to contract, and it fires into the mid compression. So it fires into the red. So you'll see it go from orange, and we're going to look at one in a minute. We'll find one, to red. That means it fired to the red. Again, pay attention. I know you guys know this, but there's something that's going to be good. Okay, so here we go. It's fired to the red. We're golden. Now what happens is when the red fires, I don't know if it's all the time, but most of the time, when the red fires, it fires to the black. And what's happening is the volatility is starting to expand more. The low compression squeeze, so high fires to the mid, fires to the low. Okay, so let's keep going. Again, you know this so far, I get it, but I'm going to share with you some concept that's really been big for me. So we're good. Then what happens? The black fires to the green. And again, it can also fire back into the red, which is not really firing, it's just volatility starting to contract again. But when it fires to the green. Now, this is the TTM Squeeze Pro. The TTM Squeeze only has red and green, so it can only fire from red to green. But when you have the Pro, it's got all sorts of different colors. So this is still fun. This is not going to be as great a concept with the regular squeeze, but pay attention because you'll still understand what I'm saying. So the black fires to the green. But here's something that I have been noticing quite a bit, and maybe you guys have too. Whenever you get an orange dot squeeze, and that orange dot squeeze fires to the red dot, that principle of, once something fires, the momentum just continues. So one dot fires, goes a couple bars, the other dot fires, goes a couple bars, the other dot fires, goes a couple bars, and so forth. So here's the deal. You catch these low or these high orange dot squeezes, fires positive, so it fires into the red, but it's positive. Lots of times, guys, that chain reaction, the red will fire into the black, and the black will fire into the green. And so if you get in, even if it's an orange dot squeeze and you say, look, I'm not going to enter into the orange dot squeeze. I want to see the smaller, what direction it fires in. And then it fires, and then you jump in, and the momentum continues. Check this out. Very important. We don't just blindly buy crap. We're still waiting for our pattern. But lots of times what's going to happen is when people get into the trade, they get in and they just go straight down. So we're waiting for our pattern. And then if it goes into a squeeze and gets really tight, we just pay attention to the direction the smaller one fires. I'm telling you right now, if you guys do that, it is game, set, match. So you're looking for your trade. You're looking for it to turn into a squeeze. See this one right here. This went from straight black to green. Boom, positive momentum. I'm trying to find this one on a smaller time frame. Well, we may not because I'm just doing it live here. But my point is, I'm just looking at the bottom right now, going through just the sectors instead of going through 50 million stocks. Just wanted to see if I can see a good example. Let me drop to the 39-minute. Look at this, guys. Not planned at all. Because some of y'all listening to this trade smaller time frames. So here we go. This is our setup. You guys know. Blue above the red, above the pink. Consolidation. Look at this, guys. Squeeze, black. Here's something I want to point out. Because somebody right now would say, well, Jeff, the black fired to the, this is important. The black fired to the red, and it didn't continue. So here's my point. The black doesn't fire to the red. The black fires to the green. If it goes from black back to red, then the squeeze is still intact because it was wider and it went back. So understand that very important concept. When black goes back to red, that means it's a low compression going into mid. It's not firing. Don't tell me that. So we are in the buy zone. Now, look at this. The red fired to the black. That's firing. So you can say, okay, the red fired to the black. That's a high probability that the black's going to fire to the green. If it's in the buy zone, when that happens, and again, you make up your own rules, but if it's in the buy zone, when red fires to black, take it with confidence. Because there's a high degree of probability that the black is going to do what? Fire to the green, and you are going to make lots of money. recommendation to buy or sell, but position size properly. And this is a 39-minute chart. My friends, if you can understand what I'm telling you, and you got the TTM Squeeze Pro, and you say, okay, Jeff, I am going to wait, and if I get an orange dot squeeze, I am salivating. Salivating. Orange. Fires to red, get into it. Bam. In the buy zone, get into it. Uptrend. High degree. Boom. Fires to the black. High degree. Fires to the red. Cool. If you'd like to learn more about trading options, I encourage you to check out my Options Elite Masterclass and all the bonuses that I'm giving away this month, like my TTM Squeeze course for free, plus that Forecast Pro indicator. I'm giving that away free this month to anybody who gets my Options Elite Masterclass. So check down below in the description if that interests you. Now, if you like the TTM Squeeze Pro indicator,